learn about minor triads. Triads are one of the most useful things you can learn on guitar, but a lot of people don't really get around to learning them properly because they feel like a lot of hard work and they seem at first like they're quite difficult to make use of, to make sound cool. But actually, they can be mega funky if you get them in the right order. So let's jump straight in. We're going to play in G minor. Why not? G minor sounds like a good place to start. So, we've got a G minor bar chord there. We've got a G minor bar chord there. We've got a G minor bar chord here. Everybody knows those, right? If you don't know those, go and learn them. So we're going to extract the triads from them real quick. This is G minor here. You see, it's the top of the bar. So we're just going to play the triads along the top 3 strings, G, B, and E strings, right? That's a G minor triad. You can see it right there. Let's do the next one. D shape, G minor chord. Here we go. That's the next G minor triad. Finally, this A shape G minor chord. We've got the final inversion here. So if you've got 3 notes, there's only 3 ways you can arrange them close up, right? So we've got G minor, G minor, and then we can finish it up an octave. G minor. Sounds pretty kind of basic on its own, doesn't it? Because we're not being harmonically interesting. Sounds pretty square, but we just got to practice them until our fingers feel comfortable. The thing is, we can immediately make them far more interesting if we combine them with an A minor triad as well, right? A minor is just 2 frets up from G minor. It's 1 whole tone up from G minor. Look, that's G minor, that's A minor. This is G minor, this is A minor. G minor, A minor, G minor, A minor. You see where I'm going with this? So we've basically created a scale out of little mini chords. How cool is that? You can now play tunes or improvise melodies using chords. So that's really useful. All right, let's finish the job, okay? So you can see how useful this is going to be, but what we really want to do is we want to learn some along the next 3 set of strings as well, so we get a bigger range, because otherwise we only get an octave. So we're going to learn all the G minor triads one more time, but this time on the D string, G string, and B string. Look at this. Once again, start with the bar chord that we know. It's these notes here. So we've got, that's our first one. The next one might be a little bit less well known to you. I'm just going to show you straight up. It's that. You can play a full G minor chord like this. Nobody ever does because it's really difficult. But look, that's actually very easy to play. So that's the next G minor triad. And the final one, look, it fits straight into our bar chord shape there. That's the final one. So along the D, G, and B strings, we get G minor, G minor, G minor, and finally G minor up the octave. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing. Why don't we combine it with G minor and A minor together so we get a scale, but this time in a more mid-range voicing. Here we go. G minor, A minor, G minor, A minor, G minor, A minor, G minor, right? So now we've covered a huge amount of the fretboard with a scale made out of chords. Look at this. So now we know where all the minor triads are on the fretboard. How are we going to use them? How are we going to make them useful? Well, imagine you're in a jam session situation and everyone's jamming on C7 vamp for a really long time. C7. These voicings are pretty square, aren't they? But the voicing that sounds really cool in this situation is this. It's like the James Brown C9 voicing. Right? We can use these triads to improvise in a kind of chordal way around that. So check this out. See where I'm going with this, right? This is just an example riff, and I'm giving you this little blues chug-in intro to each one because it's a really good exercise to remember where the root note we're playing over is. Remember, we're using G minor, A minor triads, but it's actually a C7 environment we're going to play this in. Right? So we're going to remind ourselves about that as an exercise. C, and then we're going to use these triads. Look at it. So G minor, sliding up to A minor, back down to G, and then the same thing on the next 3 strings. You see what I'm doing? So the whole exercise is... We're still there. Now let's move up to the next voicing, right? Exactly the same, and then... So this time we're using this shape, remember? It came from the D shape G minor. And then, very easy to play actually, even though we're not used to that shape. We go. And then for completeness, we're going to do the last one here. Okay, no one really plays anything like that, but hey, you know, we're remembering where the root is, right? That's the note C. C is here, so we're going to go. Those triads sound really cool, right? Woo. Okay. And then, of course, it could work up an octave too. So now we know where the G minor and the A minor triads are everywhere. We've got the C7 vamp going on. Let's see what happens. Your turn. See you next time.